Dr. Aris was a renowned surgeon until one surgery shattered his confidence. Doubt clouded his judgment, fear crippled his hands. Then a roadside accident forced him to act. Witness his journey from paralyzing fear to decisive action. Discover how Dr. Aris rediscovered the power within, proving that trust isn't the absence of fear, but the courage to act anyway.
Dr. Aris once walked the halls of the hospital with steady steps, his mind sharp and hands sure. He was known for his precision and calm under pressure, a surgeon whose confidence inspired trust in his patients and colleagues alike.
But all that changed one day during what should have been a routine surgery. An unexpected complication arose, a complication that no one could have anticipated. And though the patient survived, Dr. Aris' unwavering confidence fractured deeply. Since that day, each time Aris faced a diagnosis or decision, tiny whispers of doubt echoed louder than his training. His hands, once instruments of certainty, now felt like strangers.
He second-guessed every thought
And hesitated with every choice, delaying treatments while seeking endless consultations for simple cases. His colleagues noticed his struggle, offering quiet sympathy, but only Aris knew the vast chasm growing between what he knew and what he trusted himself to do. One night, as a storm battered the city in relentless rain, Dr. Aris drove home, lost in restless thoughts. The rhythmic thump of windshield wipers seemed to echo the turmoil inside him. Suddenly, headlights caught a scene in the dark. A car had skidded off the slick road and crashed into a tree. Without hesitation, Aris pulled over. Rushing through the rain, he found a man trapped inside, bleeding heavily from a deep gash in his leg. There was no cell service. The silence was broken only by the man's groans of pain. No ambulance, no team, no senior doctor to lean on. Just Aris and his fading confidence. For a moment, fear froze him, the same paralyzing fear that had crept into the operating room months before. Then, the man's pain propelled Aris into action. His hands, which had felt so alien, began to move instinctively. He applied pressure to the wound, searching in his car for a first aid kit. With no specialized gear, he fashioned a tourniquet from his own belt, tightened it just enough to slow the bleeding but not cut off circulation completely. Aris spoke calmly to the injured man, keeping him awake and alert, sharing steady words despite his pounding heart. The rain continued to pour, but Aris's mind cleared. He relied solely on his training and instinct, on the knowledge etched deep within him. The terror of past mistakes faded, replaced by a focused resolve. Minutes later, distant sirens grew louder as the ambulance neared. In the flashing ambulance lights, Aris looked down at his hands, now steady, blood-stained and purposeful. He hadn't paused to doubt, hadn't faltered. He had only acted. That wet, dark moment, Dr. Aris realized something vital. Trust isn't the absence of fear or the certainty of perfection. It is the courage to move forward
despite uncertainty.
Though he had lost faith in himself for a time, his skills remained intact. What he needed was to rediscover the faith to believe in those skills once more. That night on the roadside, as he helped save a stranger's life, Dr. Aris began to trust himself again.
With each breath of relief he drew, he reclaimed a piece of the surgeon he once was, and the man he was still becoming. From doubt to decisive action, from fear to faith, the journey was just beginning. And Dr. Aris knew now that the greatest healing starts from within. The next day, Aris walked back into the hospital, not with the ghost of his past failures, but with a newfound resolve. His steps were measured, but this time they carried the weight of experience, not the burden of doubt. The first patient of the day, a young woman with a complicated fracture, awaited him. As he approached her bedside, Aris met her anxious gaze with a calm smile, a smile that now came from a place of genuine strength. "We'll get through this together," he said, his voice steady and reassuring. And in that moment, both doctor and patient found solace in the renewed trust that filled the room, a trust born from the ashes of doubt. The healing had truly begun, not just for the body, but for the soul.